The moment I realized my wife was betraying me. I was 300 miles away. Different city, different life. Still wearing my wedding ring, believing everything was fine. She called me that night like she always did. Soft voice, calm tone. Good night, I love you. But 5 minutes after we hung up, I received a message that was never meant for me. It only had 6 words. He's gone. You can come over. And just like that, my marriage didn't feel real anymore. Before I tell you what happened next, let me ask you something. If you were in a long-distance marriage, would you trust your partner completely? Or would distance make you question everything? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoy powerful stories about betrayal, secrets, and shocking twists, make sure you subscribe to Broken Vows Stories. Because what I discovered next was worse than anything I imagined. My name is Jason, and for 6 years, my marriage was solid. Or at least, that's what I thought. My wife, Mia, and I had built a simple life together. Nothing flashy, just love, routine, and trust. But everything changed when I got transferred for work. A better opportunity, more money, a chance to build a stronger future for both of us. The only problem? It was in another city. Mia supported the decision. At least, she said she did. We'll make it work, she told me. It's only temporary. So we created a plan. I would move first, set everything up, and she would join me in 6 months. Until then, we would do long distance. Calls every night. Messages throughout the day. Weekend visits when possible. At first, it worked, but slowly, things started to shift. Mia became harder to reach. She stopped answering calls right away. Her replies became shorter, colder. Sometimes she would say she was tired. Other times she would say she was out with friends. And every time I asked questions, she had the perfect answer. You're overthinking. It's just the distance. You know I love you. And because I wanted to believe her, I did. Until that night. The message that changed everything. He's gone. You can come over. At first I thought it was a mistake. Maybe it was sent to the wrong number. But then I noticed something. The sender's name. It was saved as work. My heart dropped. Because Mia always said she was working late. I didn't confront her. Not immediately. Because sometimes the truth reveals itself when you stay silent. So instead, I did something she never expected. I booked a ticket home. Without telling her. After I booked the ticket, I kept replaying that message in my head. He's gone. You can come over. Something about it felt routine. Like it wasn't the first time. So I went back through her chats. Scrolled for patterns. And then I noticed it. On the nights Mia said she was working late, her replies came at exact intervals. 8:12 p.m., 9:47 p.m., 11:03 p.m. Too precise, too consistent, like she was checking in between something or someone. 2 days before my flight, I received a random email from our joint account. A receipt from a restaurant in her city. Expensive. 2 people. Wine. Dessert. Timestamp, 10:26 p.m. That was the same night, she told me. I'm exhausted, heading to bed early. That's when the doubt turned into certainty. This wasn't a one-time mistake. This was a life she had been living without me. The day before I traveled, I called our old neighbor, Mrs. Patel. I tried to keep it casual. Hey, just checking in. Have you seen me around lately? There was a pause. Then she said something that made my chest tighten. Oh, she's been busy, lots of visitors. Visitors? Plural. I swallowed. Visitors? Yes, she said gently. Mostly the same man, though. That word echoed in my head long after the call ended. Mostly. On the night I arrived back in the city, I didn't go straight home. I parked a street away. Sat in the car. Watched the house. Lights on in the bedroom. A shadow moved past the curtain. Then another. I checked the time. 11:11 p.m. My phone buzzed. It was Mia. I'm heading to bed now. Long day. I stared at the message. Then back at the house. And in that moment, I realized something even worse than the betrayal. She wasn't just lying. She was comfortable doing it. I arrived late at night. The house lights were on. My heart was racing. Part of me still hoped there was an explanation. Something logical. Something innocent. But deep down, I already knew. I unlocked the door quietly. Stepped inside. And that's when I heard it. Laughter. Not hers alone. Another voice. A man's voice. When I finally walked up to the house, The door wasn't locked. That hit me harder than anything, because it meant she felt safe, untouchable, certain I wasn't coming back. I stepped inside quietly. The laughter I heard earlier, it was clearer now, closer, familiar, like a life that used to belong to me. I walked toward the bedroom, each step heavier than the last. Then I opened the door, and in that moment, everything stopped. Mia was there, with him, in our bed. As I moved through the hallway, something caught my eye on the kitchen counter. A phone. Not hers. Not mine. Another phone. Unlocked. A message lit up the screen. "Hurry up. I don't like waiting." And the contact name? Mia Redheart. My heart dropped, because now it wasn't just one secret. It was layers of them. For a few seconds, no one spoke. Mia froze. The man looked shocked, and I just stood there, because sometimes betrayal doesn't feel loud. It feels quiet, like something inside you just shuts off. I stood outside the bedroom door for what felt like minutes, but was probably seconds. My hand hovered over the handle, and for a brief moment, I considered walking away, closing the door, pretending I never saw any of this. But then I thought about every late night, every lie, every "I love you," and I realized something. The truth might hurt, but living a lie hurts more. So I opened the door. But what Mia said next was something I never expected. "You weren't supposed to come back yet." Not "I'm sorry." Not "this isn't what it looks like." Just, "You weren't supposed to come back yet." And in that moment, I realized something worse than the betrayal itself. She didn't regret what she did. She only regretted getting caught. When Mia saw me, she didn't scream. She didn't cry. She didn't even try to cover herself. She just stared. Then she looked at the man beside her, then back at me, and said something I'll never forget. "You weren't supposed to find out like this." Not if I would find out, but how. Which meant one thing. She always knew this moment would come. The truth came out quickly after that. The man wasn't just someone she met recently. He had been around for months, almost since I left. The late nights, the work calls, the busy schedule, all lies, carefully planned, while I was working in another city, trying to build a future for us. She was building a life without me. As I turned to leave, something else caught my attention. A suitcase, packed, near the door. Not mine. Hers. I looked at it, then at her. "You were leaving," I said quietly. She didn't answer, because she didn't need to. The truth was already standing in front of me. And that's when it hit me. This wasn't just betrayal. It was an exit plan, a life she had already chosen, before I ever walked through that door. The divorce was finalized 6 months later. Mia stayed in that city, with him, at least for a while, because relationships built on betrayal rarely last. As for me, I stayed in the new city, started over, rebuilt everything, and learned something important. Distance doesn't break a strong relationship. Lack of loyalty does.